Guys have been given a bad reputation over the past forever, but we're here to set the record straight. Not all guys are bad. However, a lot of them are disgusting. Of course, not all guys exhibit all types of behavior on this list, but we're willing to bet that most of you have at some point in your lives done at least most of these things. But don't be ashamed. Be proud to be a gross, nauseating, astronomically repulsive man. Here are 10 things that guys do every day. Think about sex. There's a myth floating around out there that men think about sex every 7 seconds. That's over 500 times per hour. If that were actually the case, we would get nothing done. In reality, studies show that guys think about sex far less than that. Of course, that doesn't mean that they don't think about sex a lot. In fact, men think about sex twice as often as women do. Coitus crosses a woman's mind every 2 hours, which means guys are fantasizing about bumping uglies at least once every hour each day. What else do guys think about in an hour? Food, video games, sports, fart jokes, moose on roller skates, Batman, and a great white shark high-fiving a polar bear. Of course, that is just a generalization and differs from person to person. Some guys will swap fart jokes with explosions and Batman with Megatron. Just the family jewels in public. Have you ever been having a normal conversation with a guy when suddenly he tugs on the front of his pants? Yeah, it's difficult to just move on from that. For the rest of the conversation, you're thinking, he just touched his balls right in front of me. Gross. But you can't say anything. You just have to ignore it and move on, or it'll be even more awkward. See, with all the heat that builds up down there, and with the chafing that goes on, it gets way too uncomfortable for guys to ignore. Just a quick itch or a minor adjustment and they're good to go. Of course, this then makes everyone else around them uncomfortable, but that's a sacrifice they're willing to make. Rhinotelexomania, nose picking. When you pull up next to someone at a traffic light, what are they doing? It's usually one of 3 things: texting or talking on the phone, singing their heart out, or digging deep into the caverns of their nose. It's the perfect pastime while you're waiting for the light to turn green. Studies show that picking one's nose is actually very common among all people. In a 1995 survey, 91% of respondents confessed to picking their noses. In another survey of 200 teenagers, almost all of them admitted to digging for gold, 9 of which confessed to eating their spoils. Delicious. Funny enough, research shows that doing so will actually strengthen your immune system. So next time you blow your nose, you might just want to save that tissue for an afternoon snack. So gross. Moving on. Flatulence. Be fair, girls fart just as much as guys do. In fact, studies show that when women and men eat the same exact food, women tend to produce more gas than men. Guys just tend to be a bit more proud of their farts and let them loose as loud as they can to get a laugh. Sure, it's kinda gross, but everyone farts. Barack Obama, he farts. Kanye, he farts all the time. The average human passes gas about 14 times a day, which equates to about half a liter of farts. The gassiest animal, however, is the termite. They fart so much that they are responsible for the second largest natural source of methane gas in the world. Showering. It's a common theme that women are far cleaner than men are, but a recent survey shows that 10% more men than women take daily showers. Woohoo! 1 point for the guys. However, 3% of the males surveyed admitted to never taking showers. Compare that to a whopping 0% of women, and that brings us right back to square one. In fact, to rub even more salt in the wound, it's typically better for the average person to shower every other day, which a larger percentage of women do. Losing at every turn here. Choke the chicken. Although a bit taboo, masturbation is a perfectly natural thing to do. According to studies, men tend to do it far more often than women. In a 2009 national survey of sexual health and behavior, 15% more males than females from ages 18 to 49 performed in hand-to-gland combat at least 5 times a week. On the other end of the spectrum, only 20% of males surveyed claimed to refrain from Jack and the Beanstalk for a whole year, compared to 34% of women. Some myths claim that you will grow hair on your palms or even go blind if you do it too often. Of course, these myths are completely false, but we're still waiting to hear back from Bigfoot on the subject. And isn't color blindness far more common in men than women? Sweat. Why is it that when a guy sweats, he is smelly and disgusting, but when a woman sweats, it's kinda sexy? This is partly due to testosterone. It is believed that higher levels of testosterone can cause a greater sweat output, making men more sticky and stinky. Studies also show that men will start to sweat at lower temperatures than women, and begin to sweat sooner when exercising. From an evolutionary standpoint, this is a good thing for men because their bodies can better regulate body temperature. But from a hygienic standpoint, it's kind of dirty and gross. Take pictures of poop. Everybody poops, but not everybody is so proud of their poop that they take pictures of it and share it with their friends. This act seems to be more of a guy thing. Why do they do it? Sometimes it's simply to troll their friends into looking at their poop. Sometimes they need the pictures as proof to show just how massive their excrement is. The trend has even sparked wars amongst friends to see who can pass the biggest one. It's just one of those lovely traits guys have that make them so endearing. Hands in their pants. This is a tough one to explain. Sometimes a guy will be watching a movie or checking out his favorite videos on YouTube and then suddenly realize his hands have traveled to his nether regions. It is almost a subconscious act, and there are a couple reasons why this might happen. Sometimes it's for warmth. It gets pretty warm and cozy in there, and adding your hands to the mix can help you warm up on a cold night. It can also be calming for some. Hanging out in that area releases oxytocin, which is the same hormone released when kissing someone. But when it comes down to it, sometimes they just want something to play with. Pee in the shower. In a poll taken by the Today Show, over 80% of people said they pee in the shower. Apparently, there are quite a few benefits of doing so. One benefit is that it can save you money on your water bill. Another benefit is that it's good for the environment. Modern toilets can use up to 1.5 gallons of water for every flush, so peeing in the shower saves water. But by that logic, we should be waffle stomping our poop down the drain. What? It's cleaner, right? We're taking a poll. How many of you pee in the shower? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to include any other sickening things guys do on the daily. Ladies, don't be afraid to share your disgusting habits too. Click that thumbs up button to share your appreciation for this video, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe for even more crazy videos on comic books, movies, video games, pop culture, and more.